So one of the most interesting things that you talked about, and we've talked about, is the use of crystals. Now, we all know crystals have energy. Whether you're woo-woo and wear crystals or whatever, right? There's still the basic computer chip is formed with silica, with quartz, and that allows that energy to transfer. So I would like you to just talk briefly about some of the things that your mother taught you about using crystals, grinding them up and putting them in teas and elixirs for people to heal. So
my mother was the high priestess for the Santera religion. Santera. So my mother goes back to, she was a part of a traveling gypsy band, gypsies. And gypsies go back to half of that family is from Africa, Voodoo, right? Voodooism. Voodooism is basically magic and Christianity wrapped up together, right? Into one thing. But the magic part, it really has to do with energy. It's all about energy. You can look at it two different ways, but energy will affect you from here or another part of the world. And so, and Santera, Miami is the world headquarters for the Santera religion. And if I had been born, say, 500 years ago, I would be the king of that gypsy tribe because I'm the oldest one from my mother, right? And my mother being the head priestess. And so I remember people just used to come to her, oh, we're cursed. And they would, kill a chicken, right? Or something. And I would say, all right, stop with the killing already. That was like in the old days. You don't need to kill anything to make things happen. This is just a show. This is what you do. And plus, my mom would say, go to the rock store. There used to be a local store with rocks and all kinds of things, spider legs, all kinds of things would be sold, right? So you can do your voodooism and stuff like that. But every single one of those things has a frequency, has an energy that it gives. So she would say, go out and get this stone. I'll get the stone and bring it to her. She would crush it up with a hammer, put it in wine and give it to people. I said, Mom, you don't really have to do that. Just put the crystal in the wine and then remember to take the crystal out when you give the people the wine. And you got the crystal and the wine together. I was like, oh, okay. And I learned Bach flower remedies really young how to make them because I could see in the plant the energy of the plant, and then it's in the energy over here. It's the same thing. That's how you transfer. You can transfer the energy of the plant to something else, right? And then I realized gems, wow, crystals. Gems is basically a refined form of the crystals. You have the crystal in the raw shape. You can take that and go to a gemologist who will cut it and do this kind of stuff. Ends up a certain frequency, right? Which is really cool. And I realized that the gems are a billion times more powerful than the crystal. Billions and trillions of times more powerful, like a laser beam, right? You know what I mean? It's really. I still have this ruby that University of Florida they have when they do a laser. They have a ruby in it, and that was really. And so I started doing the Bach flowers right away, and then I went to gem elixirs because the gem elixirs are a lot more powerful. And you don't need to buy $1,000 gem. You can get a $10 gem. It's the same frequency. It's only in our brain we go, well, that gem's a big giant gem. Let's buy that one, right? But you're not going with it's not the size that matters, it's the energy, right? It's the energy of it. I have this black diamond, it's really, really tiny, teeny weeny. It's the most powerful diamond I've ever run across into. And I've given so many of them away because people are their electromagnetic field is broken. We have an electromagnetic field around us. And that's what happens when you have other fields that counteract with our electromagnetic field. And the real reason for that is we don't have the trace minerals in our bodies, which grounds us, which gives us all the energy that we need. See, that's what's going on is we're missing these trace minerals. And we have to learn how to eat. And you can't chew on minerals. You have to eat. The system has to be, you have to eat something. I ate something. I ate that. I ate it, right? You can't. I tried it. It's very hard to chew. But I learned how to